Sisi na Rigiji tulikubaliana yeye ajenge mlima, mimi nijenge Western. Haiwezekani kwamba tukue na candidate wa DCP hapa. Hiyo ni uchapulizi, hiyo ni ukora, tuwezi kubali. Ama namna gani watu wetu? Candidate wa DCP asimame kule, candidate wetu asimame hapa, tukue strong, au pia ukue strong, tukutane kwa meza ya wanaume. Hapa namna.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the backstory. If you are new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like the United Opposition has not settled on how to go about their business ahead of the by-elections which are supposed to be held on 27th of this month. In Western Kenya, there is some conflict brewing between DCP leader Cleophas Malala and Natembeya, who is the Trans Nzoia governor. They are accusing each other of meddling in the by-elections and campaigns so as to give the pro-government candidates an edge over the United Opposition candidates.
Sasa iko maneno inafanyika hapo. Serikali imeenda ikaona kwamba tunaenda kushinda hii viti yote. Imekuja ikapatia mmoja wetu pesa kwa jina George Natembeya gavana. Ikamwambia enda huko Kisa East, enda chokora so that huko sisi wote tupoteze, serikali ipite. Sasa George Natembeya leo amekuja hapa Kisa East. Ametoka kule Trans Nzoia. Ati anakuja hapa anataka kutugonganisha sisi watu wa DCP na watu wa DAP. Ninyi mtakubali hiyo kweli? Na mimi nashangaa Governor George Natembeya. Mimi nilidhania wewe ni mtu wa heshima. Wewe ulikuwanga askari ukakuwa gavana. Lakini nimegundua bado uko na ile akili ya askari. Ile ambayo unakula kwa mshtakiwa, tena unakula kwa mfungwa, tena unakula kwa hakimu. Unajua askari anakulanga kila mahali. Sasa sisi tunakubaliana, tunaweka sahihi. Natembeya anatumiwa na NIS kukuja kujaribu kutugawanisha. Anapewa pesa na Murkomen ati akuja agonganishe watu wa United Opposition. Juzi mumeona wakati anaona kwamba hapa Kisa East tunashinda na Malava tunashinda, tena akapewa pesa na Murkomen akaenda kule Nairobi kufanya maandamano ati anataka kutoa Eugene Wamalwa kwa kiti. Ndio Eugene atoke kule Malava tushindwe na sisi hapa pia tushindwe. We want to tell George Natembeya, wacha kutumika na NIS kugawanisha United Opposition. Amekuja kunichokora leo hapa Kisa East ati ndio mimi nikasirike nisiende kuwasaidia kule Malava alafu serikali ishinde Malava. I want to commit here that George Natembeya hata akuje hapa Kisa East, I am still committed kusaidia DAP Kenya ishinde kule Malava. Na hapa tunataka tumwambie, hapa ni kwa Dickson Aduda. Hapa Kisa East mnasemaje? Mnasemaje? Sasa mimi naambia huyu Natembeya, nyinyi mumaiona yeye hapa Kisa East. Ametoka kule mara ya kwanza, hata ajui jina ya mtu hapa, hata ajue Katsombero, hata ajue Masati. Mtu anatoka huko karibu na Turukana, anaweza kuja kutupanga hapa kweli? Huyo mtu ni askari. Yule askari wa kitambo, askari hewa, tumbo mbele matako nyuma, piga garudi twa. Wewe Natembeya. Aende asiende. Apotee sipotee. Akirudi hapa next time tutamtoa suruali aende shieke nyingi.
Sisi na Rigiji tulikubaliana yeye ajenge mlima, mimi nijenge Western. Haiwezekani kwamba tukue na candidate wa DCP hapa. Hiyo ni uchapulizi, hiyo ni ukora, tuwezi kubali. Ama namna gani watu wetu? Candidate wa DCP asimame kule, candidate wetu asimame hapa, tukue strong, au pia ukue strong, tukutane kwa meza ya wanaume. Hapa namna.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, just as you've heard from those videos, there is something that the United Opposition has not worked on. And this might affect the outcomes of those seats that they are going for in the by-elections. We are just 12 days into the by-election. And so far, it's like they have not settled on how to go about their business. And just as I've said, that is music to President William Ruto's party, which is UDA. The confusion might give them an advantage, and they might win those seats as we move into 2027 general election. But now, the opposition itself needs to put their house in order. These by-elections were like a litmus paper. They were going to test their strengths against President William Ruto. So if they don't win seats, if President William Ruto manages to win against them, then it will be like a vote of no confidence on the united opposition, and they will have to go back to the drawing board and come up with another strategy. So how should the united opposition try and tackle the issues that are arising here? Initially, the united opposition had worked on a way in which they were kind of trying to talk to different aspirants to shelve their interests in favor of aspirants that they thought were more popular in those specific areas. And I think that was going to work until what came up yesterday. And going forward, the united opposition needs to work on a formula in which they are going to zone different parts of the country. You look at political parties and where their interests are and how strong they are in those regions. Take, for example, in central Kenya or in the Mount Kenya region, you'd expect that DCP will have some kind of strength and following in central Kenya. But still, you have Jubilee Party, who is also angling itself to at least get some political seats from central Kenya. Zoning these areas would now give them an opportunity to lock out UDA from the areas that they think they have support. And it will now boil down to one political party against UDA or ODM. But the challenge comes in areas where they have like several political parties yearning for different seats. Take, for example, in Western Kenya. In Western Kenya, you have DCP, you have DAP Kenya, you have all these other small parties yearning to get a slice of that cake. And this might be a little bit challenging for the united opposition. The same might also be faced in central Kenya, whereby we have Jubilee Party, we have DCP, we have other political parties like Sisi kwa Sisi, which is Moses Kuria's party. All these, if put together, and you have all these political parties vying against each other, you might find one or two, three UDA aspirants getting 1, 2, 3 seats there. And this will eat into their overall numbers post 2027 general election. The second thing is that it will paint a very bad picture about the united opposition to their supporters, because they need to come out as one united opposition, that they are speaking one voice against President William Ruto. But if that is not seen to be happening, then they will leave their supporters kind of disillusioned. And that might affect the turnout in 2027 general election. So far, they still have like around 12 days. If they iron out their issues into the by-election, well and good, that will work to their advantage. But I know President William Ruto and his handlers are also not sleeping. They are working day and night to try and see and find the united opposition's weaknesses that they can take advantage of and destabilize the opposition. One of them would be buying political leaders, using money to influence the outcome by either buying voters or even mobilizing voters to go and vote for their candidates. The other issue that President William Ruto and his handlers might also be working on is creating commotion and disunity in the united opposition. And just as you have seen, if it's true what Malala is talking about, then going forward you'll expect so many united opposition leaders being accused of working with the government of the day. And that will send a very negative picture and might affect the total outcome of their support base in terms of turnout ahead of 2027 general election. But we'll keep monitoring what's going on in the political scene. We'll keep you guys updated whenever we get more interesting stories. But if you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified whenever we post a new video. Until next time, bye bye.